This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another video. Thank you very much for taking the time to join me today, as always. It is very much appreciated you join me here on Saturday evening, the 30th of March 2026. Couple of classics on the horizon tomorrow. The Japanese derby early in the morning, and then in the afternoon it is the Prix de Jockey Club, the French derby. So what better time is there to take another look on my own personal YouTube channel at a Classic Watch 26 possible that is based and has been running in France. But before we get on to that, I always like to mention my Patreon channel in these videos. Newman Racing, the Patreon is called. Plenty of what I think interesting stuff over there. And I do think that if you're here watching this video, it might be worth you checking it out. You know, especially if you are a fan of National Hunt racing, because it is where the vast majority of the National Hunt content will now go over on Patreon. There's also some resources over the years that I have uploaded on the site that some people might find useful. Spreadsheets, things like that, old pedigree notes, years of racing where I've just followed horses through the years and just put race links there to enable people to look at the race links, because they were done back in the day when they weren't as easy to find as they are now. There's plenty of things on there, you know. It's a bit of a mix mash, really. There's even opportunities to support me moving forward, if that is the sort of thing you like to do to people that help you. It is in no way compulsory for you to do that. I do think if you're looking to use the Patreon or for free reasons, I do think you might find it useful, Newman Racing over on Patreon. So why not head over there? You never know, it might be for you, you know. So let's now move on to the Classic Watch stuff, shall we, for this video. classicwatch26.great/site.net is where people will be able to find this year's edition of Classic Watch. You will see that the Roll of Honour is coming together quite nicely now. 9 theatres currently on the site, the most the site has ever covered in its career. You know, the two-year-old wins really are coming on nicely now. The more we add European horses to the site that tend to have decent two-year-old form, the better it looks. The 3-year-old only site, again, is coming together quite nicely again. As we add more horses that win trials, I should imagine that there will be plenty more of them on the site as well. This section here is for the 3-year-old and above horses, you know, horses that race age 3, that race against horses older or younger than themselves. Only the one so far, the listed War of Athena handicap winner, Charge It, out in South Africa. But again, as we move through the European and maybe Japanese season, I should imagine that there will be plenty more of them in that section as the year progresses. Classic Watch 26.great/site.net. Keep up to breath, keep up to date with the horses that are running in classics that I am with. And the site could well at some point feature this horse. Pearled Majesty is the name of the horse. A British bred colt, sired by Persian King out of a dam called Pearl d'Orge, who herself is sired by Le Havre. People see, if they look on the France Gallop page, the trainer is Mauricio Delche Sanchez, and the horse is owned in partnership with himself, Mauricio Delche Sanchez. He owns 50% of the horse, and Mademoiselle Christiane Head owns 50% of the horse. The breeders, Newsell's Park Stud, own 50%, and the Fittock Stud Limited own 50%. The horse is not eligible for breeders' premiums, as it was not based in France. Not bred in France. So you'll see, if people take a look at the form of the horse, you will see that it is quite interesting. The horse was looking quite ordinary in its first couple of runs, and then it has come out and won 3 races in succession, culminating in a victory in the Group 3 held on the 12th of April 2026 at Paris-Longchamp. The Prix Noailles, I think the horse won, a race held over 2,100 metres. But I know people like to take a look at these things on the Racing Post as well. So we can do that today, and people will see that when the horse won the Prix Noailles, the Group 3, the horse received its highest rating by the Racing Post, a rating of 103, which it gained when defeating Space Waltz by 1¼ lengths on the day. The horse, like I said, only ran to a best of 82 in its first 2 runs at Longchamp and Compiègne as a 2-year-old, and could only finish 3rd behind Mont Secret on its 2nd run. But the horse went off relatively unfancied in them races as well. But then it won at the 3rd time of asking, running to a mark of 77 in a race at Chantilly, when the horse beat Filisudi by 3/4 length. The horse then improved again by a massive 22 from its 3rd to its 4th run, from a mark of 77 to a mark of 99 when it won a Class 2 race at Saint-Cloud on the 10th of March 2026, up to 1 mile and 2 furlongs on very soft ground, beating Senec by 3 lengths. And then on the first pattern race start, 12th of April, the horse, like I said, came out and won the Group 3 Prix Noailles at Longchamp. And that mark of 103 remains the best form that the horse has had on offer so far. The horse has had 5 runs in its career, 3 wins and a third, 4 out of 5 in the first 3, for career earnings so far of £58,582 UK pounds, according to the Racing Post, even though the horse has raced solely in France. Yeah, people can take a look at the horse, at the entries of the horse. They will see that tomorrow it is entered in the Prix de Jockey Club, the 3:30 at Chantilly, over 1 mile, 2½ furlongs, where the horse is due to be ridden on the day by Christian Dumuro. Other entries the horse has got, I'm not sure if the horse has entered in any other races. The horse has actually entered in the Arc as well on the 4th of October 2026, but no other entries at all in Europe, Ireland or the UK. French entries aren't really shown on there until near at the time. But yeah, so this horse hasn't really entered in any other classics that we're looking at. No sneaky Irish Derby entry for the horse or anything like that. No ledger entries that we can see at the moment. So this horse, if it lines up in the 3:30 at Chantilly tomorrow, the French Derby, then people could see it on the site, it is fair to say. What we're going to do in the usual fashion, we're going to take a look at the horse. First, we'll take a look at the horse on the Pedigree Online Thoroughbred database. They will see that people that look on there will see that the dam line of the horse is 6E. That is the dam line we are interested in today on the video for Pearled Majesty, 6E. And they will see that the horse has earned €68,307 in France currently, including a victory in the Group 3 Prix Noailles of 2026. So everything looks pretty up to date on the Pedigree Online Thoroughbred database. What we're going to do is we're going to take a quick look probably at the first 6 dams of the horse, this one, because the 5th dam of this horse was only born in 1984. We're going to take a look at a few dams that we find along the way. Hopefully, we will be able to find a few decent horses along the way as well. We'll have a look at the horse on the historical dam line as well through the archive.org at bloodlines.net, see what we can ascertain from that. And then we will end the video by watching the horse win one race. We will watch the horse win the 2026 Prix Noailles at Longchamp, I think in April. And then we will end the video. So without further ado, let's get cracking, shall we? Before we even get to the first dam, we've got a horse to look at. 3 Pearls, a filly born in 2022, sired by Intello out of a dam called Pearl d'Orge. So this horse would be a half-sister to our horse, it's fair to say. 3 Pearls raced 7 times in her career so far. She's still only 4. 1 win, 2 seconds and a third. 4 out of 7 starts in the first 3. For career earnings of €41,600 up to this date. 3 Pearls was second, last year in the 2025 listed Prix de Tiberville in France, trained by Mademoiselle Victoria Head. She has won an all-weather race over 1,900 metres. The horse bred by Haras to Kesney and owned by Mademoiselle Christine Head, Equerry Skymark Farm and Alvaro Odrizola Arzalas. Listed place to horse related to our horse. Hopefully we open ours is a little bit better than that. Well, it's already won a Group 3, our horse. The next horse we can take a look at is the dam itself, Pearl d'Orge. A mare born in 2017, sired by La Havre, out of a dam called Pearly Steph, a French-bred mare who was born in 2012 and sired by Oasis Dream. Pearl George, the first dam of our horse, was actually unraced. So there's not much to talk about there. And sadly, but I did find another horse in between. The dams. Eternal Pearl is the next horse we're going to take a look at. A filly, born in 2019, sired by Frankel, out of Pearly Steph. So this horse again will be a half sister to our unraced dam. Eternal Pearl raced 7 times in her career, 4 wins, a second and a third, 6 out of 7 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of £125,967 UK pounds. The horse raced in Great Britain and France. People see it free. He had a good career in France, winning 2 Group 3 races. In Europe. The horse won the Group 3 Prix Minerve, and the horse also won the Group 3 Dubai Stakes, held at Newmarket, as well as winning the listed Aphrodite Stakes at Newmarket, and finishing second in the listed Height of Fashion Stakes at Goodwood. The horse was trained by Charlie Appleby, bred by SCAA, Harras de Saint-Père, and owned by Godolphin. Pretty good horse, Eternal Pearl, dual Group 3 winner, related to the dam of our horse. The next dam we're going to take a look at is Pearly Steph, a mare born in the year 2012, sired by Oasis Dream, out of a dam called Pearl Banks, who was born in 2006 and sired by Pivotal. Pearly Steph raced 7 times in her career, 2 wins and 2 seconds, 4 out of 7 starts in the first 2, for career earnings of €70,500 and 810 UK pounds. Pearly Steph, an interesting horse. At 3, she managed to win the listed Prix de Lilas, a listed race in France, and at second, she was in the same year, she was placed in another French listed race, the Prix Volterra. So a listed winner, owned and bred by SCEA, Harras de Saint-Père, and trained by Freddie Head in her career, and we know from the horses that we've looked at briefly in this video that she is a black type producer. Now we get to a horse I actually followed on this line myself, Pearls Galore, a mare born in 2017, sired by Invincible Spirit out of Pearl Banks. So Pearls Galore would be a half sister to the second dam of our horse, Pearly Steph. Pearls Galore raced 17 times in her career, 7 wins, 4 seconds and a third, 12 out of 17 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of €616,915 and $40,000 in her career. Very good horse she was. Pearls Galore at 3, was second in the Group 3 Fairybridge Stakes at Gowran Park in 2020. But it was at 4 and 5 she really kicked on. At 4, she won the Group 3 Brownstown Stakes at Fairyhouse, and she also won the Group 3 Fairybridge Stakes in Ireland. And she was placed that year in 2 Group 1 races, the Matron Stakes in Ireland and the Prix de la Forêt in France. And at 5, she managed to win a Group 1 race, the Matron Stakes, and a Group 2 race, the Landwade Stud Stakes out at the Coa, as well as winning the Heritage Stakes at Leopardstown, placed second in the Group 2 Minstrel Stakes at the Coa. So this horse is a dual Group 1 and Group 2 placed dual Group 3 winner, dual Group 1 winner and dual Group 3 winner. The horse trained by Freddie Head in France, in Ireland, and then Paddy Toomey in Ireland, Freddie Head in France. The horse raced in Ireland, France and the USA, bred and owned by SCEA, Harras de Saint-Père. Yeah, like I said, I remember this mare going round. She was very good. And she was always underestimated as well. On the day, got some incredible value around Pearls Galore in her racing career. Very good horse. Next one we can take a look at is Lucky Lycra, a mare born in 2016, sired by Olympic Glory out of a dam called Pearl Banks. So again, this will be a full sister to the horse we just looked at, Pearls Galore, and the second dam of our horse. Lucky Lycra raced 12 times in her career, 3 wins, 2 seconds and a third, 6 out of 12 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of €79,240 in her career, racing in France and Germany. Decent enough horse, Lucky Lycra. At 3, she won the listed Prix Joubert of 2019, and at 4, she managed to land the Group 3 Grosser Preis de Mail Mühlen Stiftung in Germany, a Group 3 race held over 1 mile and 3 furlongs. She was also placed in the Group 3 Prix-Frederic Lagrange at 3 as well at Vichy. The horse trained by Francis Roquehort, raced in France and Germany. The horse bred by SCEA Harras de Saint-Père and owned by Al Shakab Racing. Group 3 German winner, listed French winner again. Another decent horse, it's fair to say, on our line. Lucky Lycra. The next horse we're going to take a look at is the dam, I think, Pearl Banks. Yep. Pearl Banks is a mare born in 2006, sired by Pivotal, out of a dam called Pearly Shells, who herself was born in 1999 and sired by Officio. Pearl Banks raced 9 times in her career, managed to win 5 of them. 5 out of 9 starts in the first one, for career earnings of €95,350. Again, rather like the last horse we looked at, racing in France and Germany. Pearl Banks, again, very good horse at 4 in 2010. She managed to win the Group 3 that's a good one, isn't it? Oberbergmeister Dick Elber's Prize, a Group 3 race held at Dusseldorf. And she also won 2 listed races. A listed race held at Cologne, the Wetton Stoughton Prize listed Rennen. And she also won a race at Lyon Paris, the Prix-Rennes et Jacques Bedel. A race, like I said, held at Lyon Paris, and a listed race. So this horse is a Group 3 winner and dual listed winner as well, Pearl Banks. Horse bred by 6C Racing and owned by SCEA Harras de Saint-Père. Multiple black type producer, as we have seen from the horses that we've looked at that have fallen out of her. Very good horse. Another one trained, I don't know if I said that, by Francis Roquehort. The next horses we can take a look at between the 3rd and the 4th dam. Before we get to the next dam, Smile Makers, a gelding born in 2018, sired by Ken Dargent, out of a dam called Pearly Shell. So this horse again would be a half-brother to the 3rd dam of our horse. Smile Makers raced 14 times in his career, 2 wins, 5 seconds and 4 thirds. 11 out of 14 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of €99,072 in his career. Smile Makers was placed in the Group 2 Prix Graffoil in France in 2021, and he was also 3rd in the Prix Frederic Lagrange listed race, and at 2 was placed in the listed Prix Delahant as well, a French listed race. Horse was trained by Frederic Rossi, Group 2 and dual listed place horse, bred by SCEA Harras de Saint-Père, the geniuses that they are, and owned by La Harras de la Gousserie. Very interesting horses on this line. I think this is a dangerous line because I remember Pearls Galore. Yeah. So I've got history with the line. Smile Makers, not really one of the leading lights, it's fair to say. The next horse we can take a look at is Pearls or Passion, a mare born in 2009, sired by Monson, out of Pearly Shell. So again, we've got yet another half-sister to the 3rd dam of our horse, Pearl Banks. Pearls or Passion raced 9 times in her career, 3 wins and 3 seconds, 6 out of 9 starts in the first 2, for career earnings of €67,600, racing in France and Germany. Again, an interesting horse, Pearls or Passion. At 4, she managed to win the 2013 listed Prix Panacée, a race held at Toulouse, and the year before that, and she was another one that was placed in the Prix Joubert at St. Cloud. Listed winner in 2013, the horse raced in France and Germany, sent to Ireland and then sent to Great Britain. Another one bred by 6C Racing and owned by Skye Harras de Saint-Père in France. So yeah, another listed winner, racing in France and Germany. And like it says there, she is a black type producer. I actually found a few horses out of her as well. So we'll take a look at them now. Parmenion is the first one, a gelding, born in 2018, sired by Soldier Hollow, out of a dam called Pearls or Passion. Parmenion raced 5 times in his career, 2 wins, a second and 2 thirds. Never out the first 3 in his first 5 starts, for career earnings of €25,500 in Ireland and France. Bit of a dual purpose horse, I think, this one. This one was trained by Willie Mullins at some point. Horse bred by Al Shahania Stud and now owned by Mrs. J. Donnelly. The horse was actually 3rd in the Grade 2 Paddy Kehoe Suspended Ceilings Novice Hurdle, held at Fairy House in 2023. Raced in France and Ireland, 2,200 metres turf and hurdles winner, it says there. Page hasn't been updated since April 2023, so I don't know what the horse is doing now. But yeah, at one point it was a graded placed novice hurdler. Pellegrina, an interesting horse as well, another one out of Pearled Passion, a filly born in 2016, sired by Soldier Hollow again, out of Pearled Passion. So this is a full sister to the horse we just looked at. Pellegrina raced 3 times actually, according to France Gallup, but she did win her first 2 races. 2 starts, 2 wins for career earnings of €52,500 up to that point. Pellegrina managed to win the Group 3 Prix de Royaumont of 2019, a race held at Chantilly. The horse bred by Al Shahania Stud and owned by His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Khalifa Al Thani and trained by Andre Fabre. Another one we can take a look at is Podimos, a gelding born in 2015, sired by Shamadal out of Pearled Passion. So Pearled Passion's done quite well. 3 pattern race horses out of her. Podimos is a gelding who raced 8 times in his career, 2 wins, 2 seconds and a third. 5 out of 8 starts in the first 3. For career earnings of £20,734 UK pounds in his career. Podimos at some point was placed 3rd in the listed Floodlit Stakes at Kempton in 2018. Another one bred by Al Shahania Stud and owned by His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Khalifa Al Thani. And this one, was trained by Rafe Beckett in the UK. Interesting dam, Pearled Passion. She did quite well. The next horse we can take a look at is Pearly Avenue, a mare born in the year 2010, sired by Anabar out of Pearly Shells. So again, this is another half-sister to the 3rd dam of our horse, Pearl Banks. Quite consistent family. Pearly Avenue raced 9 times in her career, 2 wins, 3 seconds and 2 thirds. 7 out of 9 starts in the first 3. For career earnings of €40,180 in her career. Pearly Avenue was 3rd in the 2014 Prix Panacée, a race held at Toulouse. She was sent to Japan in 2017 in foal to Ken Dargent. Excuse me. Another one owned and bred by SCEA, Haras de Saint-Père. Another interesting horse. The next one we're going to take a look at is I think we might have found a couple more where Pearly Shells was the 2nd dam. Yep. To say this one, I looked at it earlier. Pushjikin, a gelding born in 2018, sired by Muhara out of Propaganda. A mare born in 2004, sired by Sadler's Wells. And you'll see that Pearly Shells is the 2nd dam of this horse. Pushjikin raced 29 times in his career, 9 wins, 7 seconds and 6 thirds. 23 out of 29 starts. I think this horse was racing around in Scandinavia, looking at the career earnings of the horse. Yeah, the horse at 4 won the listed Peas and Carrots Mile of 2022, which is a Swedish listed race. The horse trained by Francisco Castro out in Sweden, bred by the Irish National Stud and owned by Inga Linnell. The next horse we can take a look at is Shigar, a mare born in 2012, sired by Invincible Spirit out of Propaganda. So this horse is very closely related to the horse we just looked at. Shigar raced 7 times in her career, 1 win, 2 seconds and 2 thirds. 5 out of 7 starts in the first 3. For career earnings of £33,088 UK pounds in his career. Shigar at 2 was placed in the 2014 Radley Stakes in the UK, and at 3rd, and was also 3rd, in the Group 2 Mayhill Stakes, a race held at Doncaster. So Group 2 and Group 3 placed 2-year-old this horse, bred by the Irish National Stud and owned by Al Shakab Racing. I think we're now on to the dam herself, Pearly Shells. Now are we on to Pearly Shells? I think she might be the 4th dam of our horse. Yes, we are. Pearly Shells, a mare born in 1999, sired by Officio out of a dam called Piffle, who herself was born in 1984 and sired by Shirley Heights. Pearly Shells was a fantastic filly. 6 starts, never out of the first 2. 5 wins and 1 second, 6 starts in the first 2, for career earnings of €256,400 racing in France. Pearly Shells managed to win 4 Group Group races, in the year of 2002. She won the Group 1 Prix Vermeil. She won the Group 2 Prix de Malaret. She won the Group 3 Prix de la Nonette. And she won the listed Prix Coupe de Police races held at Marseille, Deauville, Saint-Cloud and Longchamp. Another horse trained by Francis Verhort. She sadly died on the 16th of June 2021. The horse bred by Lord Harrington and owned by 6C Racing. What a fantastic mare she was. This is how I latched on to her Pearls Galore through her. You know, Pearls Galore did me magnificently. And this dam, Pearly Shells, who is the 4th dam of our horse, Pearled Majesty, went round quite well, it's fair to say. Another horses that we can take a look at now is French Park. French Park is a horse born in 1990, sired by Fool's Home, an American-bred stallion out of Piffle. So this horse here is a full brother to the 4th dam. No, half brother, sorry. To the 4th dam of our horse. French Park raced 16 times in his career, 3 wins, a second and 3 thirds. 7 out of 16 starts in the first 3. For career earnings of $389,017 in his career. French Park won some races. At 2, managed to win the Juddmonte Beresford Stakes, a Group 3 race in them days of 1990. That race is now a Group 2 race. The horse was also second in the Tyros Stakes. At 4, the horse was a Group 1 winner, winning the Hollywood Turf Cup of 1994. The horse was also third in the Group 2 Prix d'Olle in France. And at 5, the horse was third in the Group Grade 2 Pan American Handicap as well. Another one bred by Lord Harrington. French Park was exported to USA in 1986 to stud, where he then went to New Zealand in 1998, where he was standing at Richfield Stud in T. Kawahata. I can confirm that by looking at JBIS, a site I like to use for stallions no longer standing. It does try its best to give us something, and it's done that with French Park as well. People will see that its best progeny was the horse that was placed third in the Group 2 Counties Cup Handicap of 2006 in New Zealand, a horse called Antamak. So that sort of backs up the fact that what they said, doesn't it, that the horse was exported to New Zealand at some point and sired a Group 3 placed horse out there at least. Who knows what else the horse did, but yeah, that gives us some indicator of where the horse was and when. Next horse we can take a look at is Piffle, the dam itself, the dam herself. Piffle is the 5th dam of Pearled Majesty, born in 1984 and sired by Shirley Heights out of a dam called Fiddle Faddle, who was born in 1976 and sired by Silly Season. Piffle raced 5 times in her career, 1 win, 1 second, and how many unknown places? 2 out of 5, we'll say, in the first 2, for career earnings of £2,534 UK pounds in her career. People see that Piffle did win a race at Salisbury and was second in the Challenge Cup at Newmarket before she was sent to Ireland, where she was a black type producer. The horse bred by Lord Halifax and owned by Lord Harrington in her career, Piffle. So we're now in a position really to take a look at the first 5 dams and how they did on the track of our horse. You'll see there that Pearl Gorge, the 1st dam, was unraced. The 2nd dam was a listed winner. The 3rd dam was a Group 3 and dual listed winner. The 4th dam was a Group 1, Group 2, Group 3 and listed winner. And the last dam that we've just looked at, Piffle, raced 5 times without worrying the pattern. So it's fair to say that out of the ones that raced, Piffle was probably the worst dam that we've looked at in the first 5 dams. Like I said, when I identified Pearl's Galore, I noticed that a lot of the dams had won in pattern races, you know, and I was following a mare. You know, this one's a colt. Who knows what's going to happen? We've not looked at many colts on this line, have we? It's fair to say. So far, because obviously there might be more to come. Let's have a look at the next horse, shall we? 5 is the next horse we're going to take a look at. A mare born in 1988, sired by Lomond, out of a dam called Fiddle Faddle. So this horse is a half-sister to the 5th dam, of our horse Piffle. It's fair to say, this mare. Fife raced 6 times in her career, 1 win and 3/3. 4 out of 6 starts in the first 3 for career earnings of £10,363 UK pounds in her career. Fife was managed to finish 3rd in the Loopy Stakes of 1991 at Goodwood. The horse bred by B. Cook and owned by Sheikh Mohammed. Horse raced in England, sent to the US in 1991 before returning to Great Britain in 2002. She's done a bit as well. She's done a bit of lifting on this line as well. So we will take a look at some of her horses. Ugo Fire, a mare born in 2003, sired by Bluebird, out of a dam called Quiet Mouse, who was born in 1999 and sired by Quiet American. People will see that Fife is the second dam of this horse. Ugo Fire raced 18 times in her career, 3 wins, 3 seconds and 4/3. 10 out of 18 starts in the first 3 for career earnings of £174,804 UK pounds in her career. Solid horse, Ugo Fire, winner of the Group 3 CL Well Park Stakes at 2 in 2005, Group 3 race. She was also second in the Group 1 Moyglare the same year, and also the Group 3 Concord Stakes at 3. She was also third in the 2006 Group 3 1000 Guineas Trial, and 4th in the Group 1 2005 Phoenix Stakes, a sprint held at the Colour. So what we've got here is we've got a Group 1 placed Group 3 winner, bred by Sweetman Bloodstock and owned by Norman Ormiston. Did very well with his horse, it's fair to say. Ugo Fire on the track did well. The next horse we can take a look at is Drumfire, a gelding born in 2004, sired by Danehill Dancer, out of a dam called Witcher Fife, who was born in 1993 and sired by Learfan. Again, people see that Fife is playing the role of second dam, such an important role. Drumfire raced 29 times in his career, 4 wins, 7 seconds and 6/3. 17 out of 29 starts in the first 3 for career earnings of £159,656 UK pounds in his career. Again, he managed to win the Group 3 Solario Stakes of 2006 as a 2-year-old. The horse bred by Epona Bloodstock Limited and owned by Kennet Valley Thoroughbreds, the 4th. That's a syndicate at the time, I think. Group 3 winning 2-year-old there, Drumfire. Shame they gelded the horse at some point, but it only won 4 starts out of 29. Next horse we're going to take a look at is Ho Choi, a horse born in 1999, sired by Pivotal, out of a dam called Wisher Fife again. So this horse quite related to the horse we've just looked at. A truly awful job done by the public again on the Pedigree Online Thoroughbred data. So all they've decided to tell us is this horse was a winner of the Group 2 Hong Kong Queen Silver Jubilee Cup. They've not told us what year or anything. So I've had to go to the Racing Post, really, to find out much more about the horse. The horse was actually placed second in the Jim Crack Stakes of 2001, beaten 3 lengths behind Prince of Gibraltar. And the horse was also, like it did say, the horse did win in Hong Kong as well. The horse did win the Group 2 race at Sha Tin in 2003, where it gained the best Racing Post rating of 119. This horse was also placed in the Group 2 2003 International Mile Trial out in Hong Kong as well. So as well as finishing second behind Rock of Gibraltar in the Jim Crack in the UK, this horse had a decent career out in Hong Kong at some point, it's fair to say. Interesting horse, Ho Choi. Just an awful job done, again, on the Pedigree Online Thoroughbred database by the human beings. Dancing Tango, the name of the next horse, a mare born in 2019, sired by Camelot, out of a dam called Dream Approach, who herself was born in 2012 and sired by New Approach. People can see that Witcher Fife is the second dam of this horse and Fife is the third dam. Dancing Tango raced 18 times in her career, 3 wins, 4 seconds and 3/3. 10 out of 18 starts in the first 3 for career earnings of £7,475 UK pounds and €100,911 in her career. Decent horse, Dancing Tango, at 4. She managed to win the listed Bluebell Stakes, a race held at Naas in 2023. She was also placed in 2 Group 3 races, placed third in the 2023 Give Thanks Stakes at the Colour, and placed second, in the Group 3 Stanera Stakes of 2024, a race held at Fairyhouse. Group 3 placed listed winner, this horse, Dancing Tango. Horse was trained by Harry and Roger Charlton in Britain, Joseph O'Brien in the UK, in Ireland, Horse bred by Fish Dance and owned by Fish Dance Limited. Interesting horse, Dancing Tango. Next horse we can take a look at is Cabaret. Cabaret, a mare born in 2007, sired by Galileo, out of a dam called Witcher Fife. So again, we're back down to Witcher Fife and Fife, again, doing the work. Cabaret raced 7 times in her career, 2 wins and a third. 3 out of 7 starts in the first 2, for career earnings of £53,327 UK pounds. Cabaret, decent horse in her own right at 2. She managed to win the Group 3 Silver Flash Stakes of 2009. The horse bred by Epona Bloodstock Limited and owned by Coolmore, John Magnier, Michael Tabor and Derek Smith. Group 3 winning 2-year-old in 2009, Cabaret. Additional produce, 2025 filly by C-Uni. But we need to take a look at some of our existing produce first, don't we? Before this horse really explodes. St. Mark's Basilica, a horse born in 2018, sired by C-Uni, out of a dam called Cabaret. Where these fit into our horse is a Fiddle Faddle, is the 4th dam of St. Mark's Basilica, and she would be the 6th dam of Pearled Majesty. So she's actually closer related to St. Mark's Basilica than she is our horse. But our horse has got through the generations so quickly, you see. St. Mark's Basilica raced 9 times in his career, 6 wins, a second and a third. 8 out of 9 starts in the first 2, for career earnings of £2,196,080 UK pounds in his career. Very good horse, St. Mark's Basilica. At 2, the horse won the Dewhurst of 2020 and was third in the Group 1 National Stakes. The year after, the horse really exploded with a classic double, winning the French 2,000 guineas and the French Derby in 2021. The horse also won the Eclipse and the Irish Champion Stakes. 2021 Cartier Horse of the Year. The horse entered stud in 2022 at Coolmore, shuttles to Coolmore, Australia as well. The horse bred by Robert Scarborough and owned by Coolmore, Smith, Magnew and Tabor. Very good horse, St. Mark's Basilica. Absolutely remarkable horse, really. And it's made a reasonable start at stud, it's fair to say. People can see that the horse is standing at Coolmore Stud in Ireland. 2026 stud fee of €40,000. The stud record so far is a burgeoning one. This is only the second UK crop that is going round at 2 this year. But so far, 361 foals have been born by St. Mark's Basilica. 120 of them have ran. And so far, 41 winners have between them won 58 races. The horse aside 4 individual stakes winners who between them have won 8 stakes races. And the horse aside 3 individual graded winners who between them have won 4 graded races. No graded race win in his first Australian crop, which numbered 99, I didn't know. Too early to tell, really, but it does look like through the fillies have made a great start early on. So this horse has already sired a classic winner. We'll have a look at her in a minute. 54 have gone round in Britain, 28 in Ireland and 26 in France. And you'll see that in France, Great Britain and Ireland, the stallion has made quite a solid start, it's fair to say. Best progeny, without a doubt, is Diamond Necklace. She won the French 1,000 guineas this season. Classic Watcher, 26 horse, obviously. And she also won the Prix Marcel Boussac, Group 1 winner last year. So that's where a lot of her pattern races come from. But she has also sired the winner, St. Mark's Basilica, has also sired the winner of the Grade 2, the Group 2 Doncaster Mayhill Stakes, a horse called Aylin, and the Secret Advisory, who has gone round quite well as well. Placed in the Chesham and winner of a Group 3 race, the Red Rock Stakes in Ireland. So the stallion, I would say, is off to a fair start. Better than a fair start. Siring a classic winner in his very first crop. Next horse we need to take a look at is Magna Grecia, a horse born in the year 2016, sired by Invincible Spirit out of Cabaret. So again, this horse very closely related to St Mark's Basilica, a horse we've just looked at. Magna Grecia raced 6 times in his career, 3 wins, a second, 4 out of 6 starts in the first 2, for career earnings of £457,666 UK pounds in his career. Interesting horse, Magna Grecia, classic winner of the 2019 UK 2000 Guineas. The horse at 2 was also a Group 1 winner, winning the Futurity Trophy of 2018. The horse was bred by Woodnook Farm Property Limited and owned by Derek Smith Toolmore Magnia and the Flaxman Stables and the Arcoses having a little go on this one as well. The horse entered Stirling, Coolmore Stirling 2020, shuttled between 2020 and 2022 to Australia, and then the horse was let go by Coolmore in 2025 to stand at March Hare Stud in Great Britain. I mean, we've got to look at the stallion record of the horse. I think it's the worst stallion I've ever seen, personally. I mean, look at that. The horse has sired 461 foals, and only one of them has proven good enough to win a stakes race. The horse has never sired a graded race winner. 461 foals have been born out of Magna Grecia. So far, 270 have ran, and between them, 124 horses have won 234 races. Like I said, just the one stakes winner, and that was a 2-year-old. So what are people doing with this horse? Not a lot, you know. Stallion very much is what he is. Where have they gone round, unfortunately? 61 in Australia, 88 in Britain, 28 in France, 52 in Ireland, and 24 have even gone round in Italy, with, again, no pattern winners even in Italy. You know, this stallion is atrocious. There really is no other word for it. The best progeny side was Myconian, winner of the listed Prix Yakovlev at Deauville in 2023. There's only been 3 black-type placed horses. You know, a truly awful stallion, Magna Grecia, and some people have got the audacity to demand £5,500 for a go on it, March Hare Stud. Should be ashamed of themselves. No other word for it. But the horse was very good, classic winner and a Group 1 winning 2-year-old. We'll have some of that. But yeah, very poor stallion, Magna Grecia. Take a look at the 6th dam of the horse now, Fiddle Faddle. A mare born in 1976, sired by Silly Season, a USA stallion out of a dam called Fiddle Dee, who was born in 1967 and sired by Acropolis. Fiddle Faddle raced 8 times in her career, managing to win two races and earning €4,115 in US dollars, in her career. Fiddle Faddle managed to win the Arundel Handicap at Lingfield and the Druid Stakes at Salisbury, 2 minor races, while finishing 3rd again at Salisbury. But again, no news of who bred the horse, no news of who trained it. We can pretty much ascertain that the horse didn't gain any pattern race form from what they've told us. But again, stop letting human beings amend your size if you care about it. Do you ever see me go on go on Twitter or any other platform and say, I've opened up Classic Watch, just amend it and enter your own horses? This is what these people do. You know, incredible shortcuts that they take on that site. Fiddle Faddle, though, the 6th dam of our horse, she did win twice, it's fair to say. And in the Group 1 winners fold this century, if people go through Fiddle Dee and not Fiddle Faddle, they do get another Group 1 winner this century, Sariska. A mare born in 2006, sired by Pivotal, out of a dam called Maycox Bay, who was born in 1998 and sired by Mutaram. You'll see there that Fiddle Dee is actually the 4th dam of Sariska. Sariska raced 11 times in her career, 5 wins, 2 seconds and a 3rd. 8 out of 11 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of £728,724 UK pounds in her career. Interesting horse, Sariska. She was a classic winner, winning the UK Oaks of 2009, and she also won the Irish Oaks the same year, dual classic winner. She won the Group 3 Musidora Stakes, 2nd in the Group 1 Yorkshire Oaks as well, and 3rd in the UK Champion Stakes. At 4, she won the Group 3 Middleton Stakes, a race now which is now a Group 2 race, and she was second in the Group 1 Coronation Cup as well. She refused to run in her last 2 starts of 2010, Yorkshire Oaks and Prix Vermeil, but she did win a dual classic winner. She obviously thought she'd done enough and should have retired. It's hard to say that they're not wrong. The horse wasn't wrong. The horse owned and bred by Lady Bamford. I think she was trained at the time by Michael Bell. But yeah, very good horse, dual classic winner, Sariska. And you'll see that the 7th dam of our horse, Fiddle-dee-dee, is also the 4th dam of Sariska. Tigress, a filly born in 2020, was sired by Kingman out of Sariska. Tigress raced 5 times in her career, 1 win, 2 seconds and a third. Up to this point, 4 out of 5 starts in the first 3 for career earnings of €40,800 in her career so far. Tigress at 3 was placed 3rd in the 2023 Group 3 Prix de Flore, a race held at Saint Cloud, over 2,100 metres. This horse trained by Andre Fabre and another one owned by and bred by Lady Bamford. I would say that's the best out of Sariska so far, that Group 3 placed horse, Tigress, which is why I included it. We can now take a look at the dam line on the historical site, bloodlines.net. Unfortunately, the site is still damaged down to a cloud flare tunnel error. So the site is still unable to open on its own network, on its own domain, which I think personally is a tragedy for the horse racing public of the world, because this site is used, this site is needed. And this line here is the perfect example of the damage that taking this site down will do to the horse racing public. Because this horse is on a line that the Wayback Machine has struggled to get. The trouble we have with this horse, if we go back to, what would that be? That would be the 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. The 12th dam of the horse, a horse called Serenissima, horse born in 1913. You will see the dam after that is called Gondolette, a mare born in 2002. And the problem we have now is that this site here, through the Wayback Machine at archive.org, Gondolette has got her own separate page. Gondolette has got her own separate tree, a 6E tree with different MDNA on it and everything. She's very closely related to the foundation mare at the top of the line, a horse called Fenella. But when it comes to actually looking at the historic dam sign of this horse, it's not there for people. They just can't see it. Because when they go back, when they look at the Internet Archive through the Wayback Machine, it hasn't archived the URL. The page is unavailable for server failed for unknown reason. And so this dam line has been lost. Which is an absolute tragedy. That's how horse racing. People say you never meet a poor bookie. There is a sustained campaign to hide historic horse racing information, which is why what I do is so important, because I am only the only person linking what is happening in the current day to what's happened in history. To establish a coherent narrative. All the content that you get in this country, the UK, is bookie orientated. All they want you to do is lose to them. But I'm trying to help. I'm producing content that links the modern day to historics. So people can maintain a narrative of storylines in horses without even looking at bookmakers. And that is so essential for the future of the sport, because these bookies are out to destroy horse racing. They're out to exploit it and then destroy it. It's what they do. They are what they are, these globalists that run things. So sadly, Gondolette, the horse, is a very hard horse to look at. Sadly, I can give you some sort of an idea of the historical strength of this horse, though. We can look at Selene, you see. Selene was a mare on that line. We saw her on the Fiddle Faddle section. Let's go back to Fiddle Faddle. You'll see that Selene is the 4th dam of Fiddle Faddle, which will make her the 10th dam of our horse. The historical strength is there. Selene was born in 1919, sired by Chaucer, out of a dam called Serenissima. So she would be on the third row down. There's Gondolette there, look. Gondolette is the 2nd dam of this horse. Selene raced 22 times in her career, won 16, 4 places and a first. 21 out of 22 starts in the first 3. You know, this damn line is so historically strong, but they don't want to tell you anybody about it. You'll see. At 2, the horse won the 1921 Cheveley Park Stakes and was second in the Queen Mary Stakes. I don't know if Royal Ascot was going then, but the horse has won what is now a Group 1 race. And at 3, the horse won the Nassau Stakes, the Park Hill Stakes, the Hampton Court Great 3-year-old Stakes, second in the Coronation Cup and the Falmouth. You know, so these races have always been historically on the pattern, and they're on the pattern now. You know, the horse was bred by the 17th Lord Derby and Stanley House Stud and owned by Stanley House Stud. She was the English champion 2- and 3-year-old filly of 1921 and 1922. She was retired after her 3-year-old season, produced 15 foals, 1 of which died, 10 of which won, and 6 of which won stakes races. I mean, to give you the level of historical strength, I can show you Hyperion. Now, Hyperion was a horse born in 1930, sired by Gainsborough, out of Selene. You know, Hyperion raced 13 times in his career, 9 wins, a second and 2 thirds. 12 out of 13 starts in the first 3 for career earnings of £29,509 UK pounds in his career. One of the best horses of his era. Hyperion at 2, again, he won the Dewhurst of 1932. But at 3, the horse won the Derby, the UK Derby of 1933. The horse also won the St Leger that year, the Chestnut Vase and the Prince of Wales Stakes. At 4, the horse won the March Stakes and was 3rd in the Ascot Gold Cup. I'm not too sure about the other races. The horse was nicknamed the Mighty Atom and was an English champion 3-year-old male. The horse stood at stud for Lord Derby until his death. Sadly euthanised on December the 9th, 1960, due to pain on his near hind leg. So that is really just through 2 horses, a way of showing you the historical strength. That people can still show you the historical strength without certain sites, but it does definitely make things a lot more difficult. And that is all by design, sadly. So without further ado now, I think we can stop looking at the pedigree of the horse Pearled Majesty, and we can close some tabs down now to save on some CPU. And we can think about watching the horse win a race. We'll watch the horse win the 2026 Prix Noailles, a Group 3 race held at Longchamp. Like I said, that was the last run that the horse had, the 5th run of the horse. Before that, the horse was only 6th on debut, beaten 7.5 lengths by Zaraki when it ran to a mark of 70. It then ran to a mark of 82 when 3rd out of 11, beaten 3 3/4 lengths by Mont Secret at Compiègne in October. And then in its last 2-year-old run on the 21st of November 2025 at Chantilly, the horse got off the mark, beating Filisudi by 3/4 length, running to a mark of 77. Christophe Soumillon has ridden the horse on its last 3 starts, including when it won a Class 2 conditions race at Saint-Cloud on the 10th of March 2026, beating Senec by 3/4 length, running to a mark of 99. The horse only had to improve by 4. A rating of 103 was given to the horse when it beat Space Waltz by 1.25 lengths in the race we're going to look at, the Group 3 Prix Noailles at Longchamp, a race held on the 12th of April 2026. So without further ado, let's take a look at that race, shall we? And then we will be able to see what we think.
Last one goes in, all set and away they go for the Group 3 Prix Noailles. 2,100 metres is the distance, fanned out across the track in the early stages. The centre, the blue and yellow of Hardy Warrior. On the inner of that one is Waybreaker, and these two with a narrow advantage. Up on the wide outside is Pearled Majesty, the all blue on the inner is Pohai. That's the front 4. Settling in behind those then Space Waltz, then towards the outside the green Myrick, on the inner is Zaramix, further behind Samartin, and finally Montsécré at the back of the field as they ease through the first 400 metres or so. Just a steady pace, and it is now Pearled Majesty and Christophe Soumillon who's gone to the front and leads up by 1.5 lengths. Hardy Warrior handy for James Doyle on the outer second, then on the inside is Pohai, for Alexei Pouchan up on the outer Newman. Gets forward a bit closer. Back in fifth now is Waybreaker. Following Waybreaker, the hoop cap on the inside of Zaramix. The yellow jacket Saint-Martin makes a little bit of ground on the outer. In fact, they're all bunching up. With the exception of Space Waltz, who's just being shuffled back to second last. Still at the back is Montsécré. So down inside the 1,000 and into the fall straight. Pearled Majesty, the dark jacket, continuing to take them along. Hardy Warrior on the outer of that one. Popped away on the inside is Kowai. Ready to move up on the outer is Myrick, who does get closer. Waybreaker follows. Pushed along to hold the position is Saint-Martin as they make the turn in. Still travelling strongly, Pearled Majesty. And Hardy Warrior is suddenly being hard ridden to try and take that one on. Myrick likewise up on the outside. On the wide outside, Montsécré beginning to run on, but it's Pearled Majesty who still has the lead. Hardy Warrior trying to wear that one down, but still got a couple of lengths behind. Pearled Majesty, Hardy Warrior running on the inside is Space Waltz late in the day, but it's Pearled Majesty who's made all beautifully judged from Soumillon. Good run through for second, Space Waltz, Hardy Warrior third, back in fourth was Waybreaker. So Pearled Majesty comes out a pretty comfortable winner. Christophe Soumillon controlled the pace, controlled everything really, and has won it by a couple of lengths. 6 Pearled Majesty beat number 2 Space Waltz. Hardy Warrior given every chance third, Waybreaker fourth, and fifth goes to Montsécré.
I don't quite know what to make of that race, to be honest. One thing I will say is they absolutely crawled round, didn't they? There was not much pace on there in the Group 3 Prix Noailles that we've just seen. But Pearl's Majesty could do nothing else but win the race, could he? Good ride by Christophe Soumillon. Realised the pace was so slow that the horse might as well make the pace itself. And that's what it did. And then coming into the straight, I don't think the horse was under any pressure at all, was it? You saw there that the horse was still travelling well within itself as the horse entered the straight. And I thought it fended off the fast finishing Niarchos horse, which was another sort of Classic Watch 26 possible that proved not good enough, Space Waltz, out of a dam I used to follow called Harajuku. Yeah, that's how I got involved with that one. But it was on the day, Pearl's Majesty managed to defeat Space Waltz and land the Group 3 Prix Noailles at Longchamp. And that was the last time the horse was seen on the 12th of April 2026. So the horse has had a good 6 to 8 weeks break in between races. And as we can see there on the racing post, the horse is entered at this stage for the 3:30 at Chantilly tomorrow, which is the French Derby. And I think if the horse does line up on the day, then there is a very good chance that you will see this horse, Pearled Majesty, on Classic Watch 26.great/site.net. Right, I think I can think about leaving this video here now. Thank you very much to everybody who's taken the time to sit and watch it with me while I make it. I hope you all enjoyed it. Interesting horse. It's actually the second Persian King horse that I've chanced in Classic Watch 26. The first one was placed last year in the French Oaks. An Aga Khan trained horse called Kankura. The stallion is what he is, but I do like this dam line. So, like I said, if this horse lines up in the French Derby, there is a good chance you will see it on the site. Right, I think I can think about leaving this video here now. Like I said, I hope you're all enjoying the weekend so far and having a fantastic time. Like I said at the start of the video, a couple of classics coming up this week. The French Derby and the Japanese Derby. So what I can do at the end of this video is give you an opportunity to subscribe to the channel. That way you will not miss any more of my YouTube videos moving forward. If you do a little bit of work with your YouTube notifications, you can enable YouTube to notify you every time I upload a video. All you have to do is log in, and then in your notifications there will be a note saying that I've uploaded a video, and then it's just a matter of just going to watch it. I can give you an opportunity to do that, and I can also at the end of this video give you an opportunity to watch the Classic Watch 26 Possibles playlist. Every single horse, whether it gets on the site or not, that I've decided to include on the Classic Watch 26 Possibles playlist has got its own video. And them videos have been put together by me for the goodness of you into a YouTube playlist to enable you to take a look at all the horses from the year in the one place. So I will be giving you an opportunity to do that as well at the end of the video. But for now, it's getting so hot here this Saturday evening here in my house that I'm definitely going to end the video. Have a great weekend, everybody. Enjoy the Sunday upcoming, and I hope you are enjoying the Saturday as well. And have a fantastic weekend next week as well also. I hope to be back at some point with some video about something next week. It's the UK Oaks and Derby next week at Epsom. So I imagine that will be pushed to the forefront next weekend. But for now, I will bid you all a fond farewell, I think. Take care, everybody. Look after yourselves and each other and have a fantastic time. Make sure you try and spend your life, majority of it if you can, doing what you enjoy. You're only here once. Pointless spending it doing things you don't want to do. So I will be back soon, hopefully at some point. See you soon, everybody, and take care. And I will say goodbye.